Okay, so for those who don't know, the Amazing Digital Circus finale is going to be released in theaters beforehand. So, to combat this, I'm going to teach you how to do your best to not get it spoiled. And for those saying, oh, just don't click on any content, yada yada yada, in my experience, that does not work at all. In my experience, the thing is every algorithm's different, so some of the stuff you may not want to do, or you may not even need to do. It's kind of hard. But anyway, let's start with the two big ones. First, unsubscribe from Glitch. And maybe hide their content for a bit. You can always kind of just undo it through watching their videos and all that. But the thing is Google will send this out to all the social media platforms, and this will really help your chances of not getting spoiled. Make sure to also block and hide channels that you are pretty sure have like a spoil thing for them. Like there's some channels that will spoil stuff, but you just didn't watch them, so look into that. Second thing is to use app extensions Shut Up or Curator. Shut Up blocks all comments, which is kind of a really good thing because people will try to pull that crap off in the comments. And the second thing is Curator, which gives you a little keyword search for most of them. It's a good layer, but again, flaws, there's not really anybody looking into this. But now I'm going to go by each site. Also forgot, if you're on mobile, you're either going to have to use the browser, and you're definitely going to have to use the browser if you're on iOS, or you're going to have to use this app called Revanced. May not be the best if you trust it. Maybe just better to go completely in the browsers for the extensions. So, okay, let's start with the biggest of them all. The reason you're here. The video site you're watching this on. YouTube. First, to add on to Curator, use YouTube Block to also take away the keywords. It also has a special feature of limiting any video by like age. So you can choose like 2 weeks to make sure you're up to, you just don't get any videos that could be spoiling it on here, which is very cool. For a second step, this is a strange one. Get your subscription feed, like purely put in unsubscribe temporarily to channels that talk about Amazing Digital Circus and all that. Watch a BuzzFeed video. Okay, this may sound completely strange, but I accidentally watched a BuzzFeed video a while back, and it took over my suggestion feed. Like, completely. I don't know if they're paying them or whatever. And then, yeah, just watch all the videos in the subscription feed. But yeah, BuzzFeed, I mean, you don't really even have to watch the video, just set it on the phone, turn it off, and do something else for the next 10 minutes. There is also other channels if you want to leave those down below that do the same thing. But yeah. On to Twitter. Sorry, I'm not going to call it X. But Yeah, they actually have a interesting function called the mute word function. Mute words. They allow you to hide posts with certain words and other words, basically. It's a text-based site. So I believe it would take off videos too, but it could be a little sketchy using this. Personally, I don't use Twitter, but I have looked up reports that it may be sketchy, a little sketchy to do it. So the second thing I would recommend is to focus on pages and then just go through that page, people's pages, and save those and just do this all through the browser and just bounce in between pages if you're an active Twitter user. Second or third? Anyway, Reddit. They don't really have much features. You're going to be relying a lot on Curator for this one if you're going to use it. Probably best to skip this one too, in my opinion. Granted, I'm not the biggest fan of Reddit, and Google keeps pushing this for some reason. So yeah, Reddit, there's really nothing more you can do besides Curator and making sure you're on like specific pages. Instagram, pretty much centered around pictures and filters and stuff like that. But it does have a keyword, so you can kind of just get past like fan art and animation. Of course, do the about the same thing of making sure that you don't have posts involving Amazing Digital Circus and any of the names of the characters or the side characters. Next, Tumblr. This is kind of a thing I kind of just looking at it. Tumblr is not a thing anymore. I'm not really a social media person. But yes, it also has a keyword and phrases blocker on it. And it's a bit more secretive, so this one seems a bit more safe than pretty much all the other ones. Of course, still use Curator and make sure you're using all of the characters' names, side characters, minor characters, queen, like Queener is somebody you should block on there. Okay, now Snapchat. Snapchat basically seems overly focused on people. It does have a word blocker on it that you can use on top of Curator, but this one seems kinda safe. And last, but possibly least, maybe? I don't know, I didn't look up the numbers for it, but Facebook, yeah, there doesn't seem that many people on there. I think Curator should be enough. But to my knowledge, it does not have a word blocker on it, unfortunately. So use with caution, but I don't even think I remember them saying anything about even endings and stuff. Hopefully, this helps you stay spoiler free for if you're gonna, even if you are gonna see it in theaters. But oh, and also with reels, I would pretty much avoid any like the reels, the shorts, or the TikToks because they seem like they're gonna just be the hardest ones to stop due to they're gonna like get through the easiest. Now my thoughts on the whole theater situation. I just don't know how to feel. I mean, first I was irritated, I'll be honest. But it is kind of nice that a little indie project is now in theaters, even though theaters are going down and all that. It just, I don't know if there's really anybody to blame. The money was probably good on their side and probably legitimized them in so many ways, and theaters want to stay alive.
just internet culture. People just want to hurt whatever just for the sake of it, you know? For the clicks, the rage bait. Just, I don't know. Plus, it was a little shocking to me. Like, I thought, worst comes to worst, they would jump to Netflix first. And then the next big project from Glitch, they got all the looks, would go to theaters like that. Because it is a little bit of a jump. Like, it was free on YouTube. It was, like, directly on YouTube for so long. Or, yeah. Well, pretty much the whole series is on YouTube. It's going to be on YouTube. But yeah, I don't know. It just feels nice to me. It's very important I get like no spoilers and stuff. But yeah, signing off.